Hello, I am Lady Balefire, and we are here for episode 7 review of House of the Dragon. The episode is called Driftmark, and joining me are Flaccid Dawn and Flaccid Gator of Flaccid Phoenix. How are you guys today?
Great. Amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Just amazing.
So I'm really excited that you guys wanted to do this review with me because you guys are always telling me that I have all these hot takes on this show. So,
Oh, I don't know if it's say hot takes. I think it's close to like trash takes. Like
Yeah, trash is like
total dumpster
top 10
fire
worst
here.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's cool. So you guys like the show a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Yo, we're into it.
It's all I think about nonstop is the show.
Nonstop. I know you
Yes.
made like 50 series videos.
Oh,
They're
dude.
awesome.
Dude,
We all know
King
he's
V.
come. We all know King V is gonna die here soon,
He
and
is.
we're gonna make a little memorial, probably an hour-long moment of silence.
Yeah, pay
video
your
for King
respects.
V.
Pay your respects.
Press
no?
F right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, press and hold it, dude.
Yeah,
Hold
so
shift
you
first.
guys just have you read the books at all?
I've read, I think the first three. I listened to them, and then after that, I think I stopped. But I haven't. I've done like a lot of like Wikipedia searching on stuff like that, and watching a bunch of other lore videos. So I remember the Dance of the Dragons. Probably when I was watching Game of Thrones, I probably knew what happened, like who won it. But it's been so long,
Yeah.
and I've kind of like blocked Game of Thrones out of my head
I
because of
know.
how bad it was, that I totally forgot about it. So now I'm kind of going fresh into this thing, which is great. And I think Gator's the same way.
Yeah, I'm
I
going in
think
dry
he's
as well. I've
Yeah.
I've also watched lore videos and stuff, but I haven't read any of the books. Haven't listened to any of the books. So for the most part, yeah, I go in fresh, man. You're getting my raw reaction every time I talk about one of these things. I'm not
Nice.
comparing it to what I already know. Little
Give it a
bookworm.
good old rings of power. Give me meat. Give it to me raw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't match what my little pages say below here. That's literally
Yeah,
Lady
exactly. Dude,
Balefire
come
on
on.
every review.
Literally, I'm
Put the
like,
book
oh my
down.
god, raw color hair. So, did you guys like the original Game of Thrones show?
Oh yeah,
I love
so
that.
much, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get that show on the road. So it starts off here with you got a funeral. Do you guys like the funeral scene?
We have a lot of criticism about this funeral scene. It kind of looks very uneventful. Like I'm just gonna pour this what's called a coffin into like 3 foot
Unbelievable.
deep water.
It's just
and such-
right off the coast.
It's
I know.
uneventful too. You have two guys pulling a rope. It's not like you had like a catapult or something. At least the
I know,
Tullys. The
I
Tullys
was
live in a
thinking
river,
that.
and that's way better looking.
Imagine her kids, Corliss's grandkids or whatever. Like they walk out to the edge of the ocean. It's the scenic thing, and it's like, mother was laid to
Hi,
rest
Mom.
here. I bet she's drifting away somewhere, and she's at peace. And it's like they look down, and she's
Yeah.
still right there, right off the shore. It's like, hey, mom.
Low tide. Yeah, you can.
Oh
you
yeah,
can
low
touch her.
you can go pet her if you want to. It's
I know.
unbelievable.
I just have memories of like surfing in Hawaii in a little cove like that.
Whoa, soft flex.
Yeah, cool.
It
Some of
was
us can't
it was a
afford that.
bad thing. I got stuck. Some locals had to get me out because I was like all of
Oh,
15 or
locals.
something. Yeah. But I like
Hope
this.
you took
I
a shower
actually
after
like this scene. You know why? And one of it came from watching the crap at the end, which is usually just like a hot dumpster fire of like just people saying things that make it worse. But they filmed this apparently like one of the first scenes they filmed, and
Yeah.
all the actors like didn't know each other, and it was really awkward, and that actually helped a lot for the like kind of emotions on the scene. And a lot of people like, oh, you never say anything good about it, and I'm like, no, I really enjoyed this part of it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see that too at the very end. I hate watching those things usually because they don't say anything. They're just like, I think Rhaenyra was feeling pretty troubled here, and it really felt like she was struggling with her life. It's like, yeah, no shit, you know.
where they're like
But-
saying, oh, this is some like image of some XYZ like political thing today, and you're like, shut up, stop ruining it, like please.
Yeah, I totally agree. But no, it's true. That actually did help in this way. And, you wouldn't think that you'd be happy to say, like, hey, these guys had no idea what they were doing when they filmed this. But it did work out well. So, and plus, we got to see King V quite a bit. And that's always
Yeah.
a treat.
That's always
Yeah,
a treat.
something we didn't talk about too, Gator, when we talked about it last was, you said this is the first scene. We talked about it a little bit, but we also were wondering because King V actually looks a lot better in this episode than he did in the last one, and that might be the reason
step up.
why he looks better is because it's the first scene. They're like, maybe he doesn't look as sickly. So
Yeah.
when it comes around episode 6, they make him look way worse,
Oh,
possibly.
yeah. They hadn't fully committed to the bit yet, right? Of how bad.
Right.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
bad
you can look-
what much of a train wreck he looks. He doesn't look like too bad in the start of this, but man, when he like lost a leg and he's like lying there, I thought he was gonna die. He
Me
looked
too.
bad.
I thought he was going to die in this episode for sure.
Yeah.
I know. And then it's like we got all the family drama there. I like this episode because they did some time compressions that they didn't do in the book, but they really used the kind of drama around the funeral to really heighten what was going on. So I think they did a good job with that. And I like that. So I'm not afraid to say it.
Well, maybe you should
Oh,
be.
finally.
Finally, it
you
comes
like-
out
finally like
something
this show.
good that I like. And then we got it here with like Damon's kids and okay, I have to ask you guys, what do you think about the Rhaenyra and her kids situation? I have some friends that are like, okay, it's obvious they're not Laenor's kids, but like, is it just too obvious? So like, it's unbelievable that anyone would think they were Laenor's kids. What do you guys think?
Well, me talked about this a little bit in one of our videos, but I know this much. I know in the books that the Valerians are like light skin and dark hair, right?
Are they
So like
light
if it was
skin and like blonde hair? They look like the Targaryens.
It's just
okay, because I looked at Corlys and he had super dark hair, so I guess I was just assuming. But I mean, in that way, like book wise, it probably wasn't so obvious, right? That they were
Yeah,
not.
it wasn't because like I think this is
now
one
they're
thing
black.
you asked, and I was like, yeah, the Rhaenys should have had dark hair because she was half Baratheon, and then Emma Arryn, she was half Arryn, so she had blonde hair, but she would have had the dark genes, so there would have been like some maybe like they could have had dark hair, so it wasn't like so obvious that they weren't their kids.
right.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty obvious that they're not.
Yeah, like you're
they're
not
not
fooling
Laenor's
anyone.
kids. But come on, I mean, King V again. Appreciation for King V. He wants to believe so
He
hard
wants to.
that
He's
his
scared of
daughter is not opening up
X-filing
her
it.
legs for everybody in King's Landing. He wants to believe that.
But also, like a power move, gaslighting your whole family for like extended periods of
I
time
know.
is an amazing feat to do. Even though
Yes,
you're the
it is.
king and you're in such a vulnerable spot, dude. Oh, King V.
But what about
I
how
love it.
no one's buying it though? How
I
does
mean,
that
this
factor
part's
in?
funny because it's like, oh, your girls are the very image of their mother, he's saying, and then he's like, a comfort in anguish. And then he goes on, and then, like, I don't know if we've passed it yet, but, Vaemon Valerian goes and says something about, like, the kids, too, and, like blood is stronger than name or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was like, damn, dude, like, you're just throwing down the gauntlet there.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's dedicated, man.
Yeah, well, also I was gonna say real quick about the King V being the
There
power
he
move.
is.
Is it that bad of a thing if like by the end of the day you could just get to go home and play with your like toy set of
Yeah, play
of
with your
Lyria?
little model cars.
Dude,
or whatever
yeah,
like that.
like whatever. I lie at work, basically doing a George Costanza. Like I lie to everybody around me. No one believes me, but at the end of the day, I get to do whatever I want. Like I guess I'm still winning, right?
I mean, that's what I do. I shit around at work all day and lie my ass off just so I can come home and go on YouTube every day. That's what I do.
Nice. Yep.
So, yeah,
I like his
I don't blame
model
him for anything.
set. It's fun. I wish it had lights.
Wish I had
Oh
lights.
yeah, dude,
Yeah,
electricity. That's the one
Yeah.
thing Westeros needs.
Wish I had a train like going through it. It'd
Yeah.
be so cool.
And so we
Oh,
got the
dude. Make a train
funeral.
sound effect real quick. Give me the sound that you want it to make.
Woo, woo.
The train set that's going on in my bedroom right now. You're saying?
Yeah, it's too late. Lady B already did it. You missed your chance, dude. You missed your
Oh
chance.
no, dude, I just didn't want to make sure like you're talking about the two bulls currently over in my
I'm surprised you can't hear him grunting.
the
honestly.
train that's being ran in my room over there. It sounds a lot.
Actually, they're
different than London.
fashionably silent.
Oh,
is the
okay, you
amazing
guys,
part
we
about
got
it.
That's
this.
true.
It's so hard to see this because this whole episode is so dark, and that was one of my big criticisms of it. Is like, why did they make everything look at night? And it's not like it was filmed at night. It's just color grading that makes it look at night. But
Right.
we got your boy,
terrible.
we got your boy Otto here, and he's
Oh,
yelling
my
at his
boy.
grandson.
Boo. Actually, I do
Dude.
like Otto as of this episode.
I like Otto.
yeah.
He's,
I don't know,
he's
would you rather be-
tries.
Would you rather be kicked in the butt or spanked by your grandpa right here? I think I'd rather
Mm.
I'd be
I think
The
kicked.
kick. I'd rather have the
think,
kick
like-
for sure.
Yeah.
Spanking's a bitch move.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I feel like I'm a bitch for taking it. I don't know if it's a bitch move for giving it.
It's kind of a bitch move for giving it. If you're a certain age, it's like I don't know. I want to respect my grand. Well, no, because you're right. The kick is
Okay,
kind of
if you walk-
lazy. The spanking has intent.
Listen, you walked into my dad
Yeah.
giving me a spanking, you'd probably think less of me than my dad.
Way more. Your dad is like, yeah, that's some great parenting. You know, I changed my mind, dude. I'd rather have my grandpa spank the shit out of me because that's an alpha move.
Yeah, because they're all
still
mad
got
because Aegon is like getting like shit faced at the funeral. So what do you guys think about Aegon? Is he gonna be like? Is he gonna grow up to be a stand-up individual or like? What do you think?
Well, they're
Stand up
kinda like-
individual.
They're laying the groundwork that he's just gonna be this like kind of womanizer and just doesn't really care about his place in it all.
Yeah.
But I hope that might just be like a little bit of his character, and that Otto is able to kind of, now that he's in the Red Keep closer to his family, he's able to kind of morph everybody into his image.
Yep.
I liked already Aemon's kind of thought process and how he kind of already has his, like, I don't know, would you say first
Damon's like
principles
a
on things.
total Chad when he goes
Yeah,
out and
he
gets
is.
Vader.
Whatever, I'll fuck my sister.
Yeah,
Whatever.
even before
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he's ready
Like,
for the
I don't
incest.
care,
He
I'll
does
do it.
not.
She's
He's
hot.
sworn in, and I'm sure that sister is too. By the way, you see the way her brain works. I guarantee she's
I
in
mean,
already
she's
from day
like
one.
she's had some like really weird scenes where she's playing with bugs, so I don't know about that.
Well, without
Oh.
spoiling, compared to the book, how is this, or what they tell
You
of
know,
her?
it's really hard because it's like they're taking things that happen like maybe like 4 paragraphs and trying to make it into like entire episodes. Like there's a lot of information on this. I mean, it kind of says about how things happened, and it is maybe like 4 or 5 paragraphs. So, and they're kind of compressing the time, but I think they did okay with the story on this one. I wasn't like terribly unhappy with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives them a lot of space to take creative freedom.
Yeah, to kind of grow too with the kids.
That's kind of a good thing, right? Though, because if they manage to actually turn that small fragment of actual content into something good, doesn't that kind of speak promising words for the future of this series?
I have hope for this. Like, I really want it to be good because I like Game of Thrones so much. That's probably why I'm so hard on it, and I just want to see it really just give it. I was looking for like old school Game of Thrones, like the plotting, the like conniving people, and we got that like last episode with Larry's, and that was just so awesome. I was like really happy to see that, and so I'm hoping they do more of that, and they're kind of doing it in this episode.
Yeah, it's compelling characters being put in different situations and knowing their logic, and their motivations, how they get to their ends on their decisions is awesome to watch. Another show that's kind of like it, Succession's also on HBO. I don't know if you've watched it, but that show
you keep telling me to watch that. Man.
It's similar in that vein where it's these political some of them are political animals. Others are just kind of people that are within the family trying to get what they want.
Agons.
Well, I'm trying to think it would be a better example of it, but some person that does not really have the wherewithal to do it, to play the game, but they're still trying to connive their way. And that's where it's played up for comedic effect. But in here, there's no one really like that for the most part.
Yeah, we don't have that yet. And it kind of sucks because the time compression and the jumps, like, it doesn't really allow that kind of stuff to happen. So, kind of sucks. And then it's like, we talk about, like, and then it goes on with Corliss, like, are we going to disinherit them and his kids? And I thought it's kind of cool that he's still standing beside like his grandkids. I mean, I don't know how realistic that would be since they're so weird. And then he does go and say, oh, well, we'll make Lena like the heir to Driftmark because she's obviously a Valyrian and her children are Valyrians or Targaryens or whatever.
You say you don't like that, or you're just not kind of sure how realistic it is?
I like that he wouldn't like disown his grandsons, but at the same time it's like he's also saying, well, we'll make the Daemon and Lena's children the heirs to Driftmark because they're absolutely like their children. So I was like, okay, a little inconsistent.
I thought when this scene happened, I was thinking like, how has this conversation not happened yet between these two? Because the way it was like framed, she said like, all right, Corliss, come on, just speak your truth. It's just me here. You trust me. Just say what you want to say. And this cannot be new information. Like, even if you're not just talking about the grandkids being clearly illegitimate, it's like, how long have those grandchildren been alive? Like 10 years?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's take you so on. You're married.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt like forced drama a little bit, but I didn't mind it.
I get kind of Norman Osborn vibes off of Corliss here, except his company's not being taken away from him just yet, right? But they're gonna like take away Oscorp from him, and he's like, "You can't do this to me.
You can't do this to me. I'm Corliss Valerian."
But he built this name from the ground up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if he's gonna build this thing up, he might as well keep the name because, again, the blood really doesn't matter. If you do think about it, it does not matter. Like your blood now, as like Gator we talked about. As a male instinct, yes, you do want your blood and your genetics to carry on, but at least for the family, the dynasty, the legacy you've built, you'd like it to continue on and not just be renamed to like some other random house that takes over Driftmark.
Oh yeah. The great legacy that you built where every single item in your kingdom was found at the bottom of the ocean. The legendary driftwood throne. It's like, it's literally a dock, a fishing dock.
I know, that's bad.
Bent into a chair. It's like, fuck. Sorry for the swearing, by the way. I don't know what you're talking
about. No, it's okay. I didn't like the way that looked because, it kind of reminded me of the Greyjoys, and they have the driftwood crown and some of the stuff that they talk about over there. And I'm like, guys, you could have done a little harder and made something cooler looking.
Yeah.
But... Okay.
Well, Gator, You said it's like a DIY looking chair, which I totally agree. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
totally.
what
It is,
it
yeah,
Like
super
you'd find
DIY.
like a tutorial on YouTube about like upcycle this old ruined shipboat or something like that.
Yeah, I'd probably watch the
Flawless.
whole process of it being made on a short on Facebook or YouTube,
Definitely.
and then eventually just get suggested DIY shit for the next
With little like
week.
whistle
Yep.
music in the background,
Yep.
like snapping and clapping,
Yeah.
little
And
ukulele.
you're like,
Time-lapse,
okay,
yeah.
sure, you made that like out of some old wood.
And no one cares. Corliss is trying to tell everybody that shows up, like, guys, I literally made this by myself from scratch. Like, dude,
Eye
In 2
roll.
no one
hours.
fucking cares. Mine's made of solid gold.
It reeks like shit, dude.
It smells like shit.
Okay, guys, so we have this part coming up, and this is the big plan where Damon goes to Rhaenyra, and it's like, hey, we know your marriage is a sham. We need to get rid of Laenor. And this is like, what?
Based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool. What'd you guys think of that?
This whole scheme right here.
I mean, did you
I
see
wish it
this
was- I wish it was
coming, or
right.
like,
I think I did because like everything was being basically pushed in that direction. Where no,
Yeah.
I mean, you think a homosexual man was going to stand between Damon and Rhaenyra?
Yeah,
that is,
I know.
like,
Heterosexual man, come on.
Like,
Who's gonna stand between them?
right.
Dude, Damon is a giga chad,
well,
and he's not even very
Harwin
big.
strong anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
A
it's
single
true.
door
Critter.
and a spark of flame will prevent
was-
Harwin Strong from getting anywhere.
Yeah, that
No,
was...
he's literally it's mortal weakness. But I think the whole Damon Rhaenyra thing has been handled kind of strange. Like
yeah.
that the whole sequence of them at the wedding ceremony. Remember where Kristen Cole committed the violent act of
yeah.
anti-gay, but whatever. And there was that little clip right beforehand where Damon
He's
was
like,
basically
run away with
pulling
me. You're
Rhaenyra's.
not married right now. You can go.
Yeah. And then it just fizzled and went nowhere. And it's like, did they really expect us just to think that was gonna not be revisited at some
like,
point? It's like,
There's one thing in the book that is better than the show, and it's kind of like how they show
I'll
that
take it
like
back.
Damon is Damon like pretty much grooms Rhaenyra, and I'm just like, if there's anything that Hollywood could get right, it would be like the kind of like grooming story that's going on with them, but they don't really do that, and which made all of this kind of strange, but
It's
Well,
too
I
close
think
to home for them.
at the beginning of it,
Yeah.
we kind of get the idea that it's like a mutual grooming. Like she's kind of okay with. It's not like
yeah,
she was like,
she's
"Hi,
kinda
I'm just like
flirting
hanging
with
out."
it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
hanging
and
out
I
in the
actually
red
like
deep,
that,
and he's
by
like,
the way, too.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, okay. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Uncle
it's creepy,
Damon.
but it's realistic. I mean, everyone has a creepy uncle.
Yeah, and we all have sex with them, so very willingly.
Yeah. So yeah, they did this, and God, it's so dark. I wish like they would just kind of sunset.
This-
I don't know.
This scene here, I wasn't that upset about it being nighttime because it did. If you looked at the
Yeah,
sky,
it's
it
kind of-
kind of looked like it could have been nighttime.
So you know when I watch this, I'm like, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you thought they were?
I mean, they're gonna kill Laenor. Yeah.
Oh, Laenor. I thought you were talking about Damon here for
Oh
a
no,
second. I
not
was like,
Damon. No,
holy
no, they
shit,
wouldn't get
man.
rid of Damon. Damon would I mean, book Damon at least would kill like 3 guys with one hand.
Yes, thank God, dude. Perfect. But yeah, I thought they were gonna kill Laenor too. And when he went and snapped that guy's neck, that was the only part where I was kind of confused. But I'm glad they went the way they went.
So yeah, I guess in the episode, it's kind of revealed that I kind of didn't put together the first watch, but I guess Damon and Rhaenyra both were in on the plan of getting Laenor off
Yeah.
to go hang out with the boys. They weren't
Mhm.
going to try to kill
Mhm.
him. At first, I thought it was like, hey, they're going to try to kill him, and then the boyfriend of Laenor and Laenor decided,
Carl.
like, hey, they want, yeah, Carl.
Carl.
Well, that's two
Ah.
thumbs. Yeah, I was going to say Carl.
You mean
Ah, yeah.
I was thinking of freaking like Walking Dead Carl. That one like Rick, that meme when he's always like, Carl.
Shoot, Walking Dead, heavily overrated series. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
Hold on. Hopefully, there's a link to our channel in this video. Go ahead, go to our channel. If you like Walking Dead, go ahead and unsubscribe to our channel.
Unsubscribe. Yep.
Yeah. Please and thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's one of my favorite parts of this episode, because the dragons, we have dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, when he takes this
Dude,
dragon, right, and
freaking
usurps him, or not
Vader.
usurps him, but fucking takes this thing as his own. Huge balls move from Aemon. Yep,
Yeah,
love it.
Aemon's a Chad. I mean, the way he dies, it's just so awesome. I'm not gonna tell you guys. I hope
Oh
we
my
get to
goodness.
it. with
Whoa,
the thing.
whoa!
Oh, come on.
I thought he lived
chill
No,
out
forever.
here.
no.
can't
It's
just-
like, I don't know if the show's gonna get there. We'll see how long the
Oh,
show
whoa,
goes.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
We
I
can
literally
come
wanna
back
hear
and
that.
I'll tell you later. But man,
Okay, well,
I love the way that Vagar looks, guys. Like I've been kind of critical about the stuff. Some of the CG looks really janky, but like man, Vagar's this old dragon. She's really big, and
How old? How many years?
I have no idea. I'm not that well versed in dragon ages here.
Man,
She's
depending
probably
on
like I want to say over like 200 years old. I could be wrong though, so I'm not gonna say. I'd have to go make a retraction video. But
oh yeah.
Okay.
but look at her like nose there and like the teeth and stuff. That was so cool. Just seeing how like old the
Oh,
dragon looked compared to the other ones.
Oh yeah. We're on Guild Patrol and she's under arrest.
Seriously, go to jail.
Yeah. Okay.
not
So he
fast enough.
flies her, and I thought it's cool. He almost fell off. That looked pretty good. Maybe being it at night like almost made it look better because the daytime dragon scenes in the last episode. I don't know.
Yeah, darkness definitely helps CGI. What's that, down boy?
I was gonna say I could not imagine this situation right now. Remember, me and Gator were going to amusement parks nonstop over like a course of one summer, and at one point we would just have to unbuckle ourselves from the roller coasters to actually
just to
get
get
some
the
sort of
thrill.
thrill. But can you imagine going in dry like this, Gator? Now, like without
Oh,
any?
no.
Like, oh, this sounds.
Oh my god.
Oh, the
Dude.
stomach drop would just be so insane.
I
but
know.
yeah,
Well, I
Oh,
used
but-
to
That's
race
unbelievable.
cars, so I kind of know. The first time I got my race car, I was trying to drive around this dirt track, and I actually crashed into a barn, and it like exploded out. It was so awesome, and I kept driving because I was like, oh, I'm gonna just complete this little track thing that I had made. It was so freaking cool.
yeah, you might as well just finish it off. I mean, you're halfway dead. Just
Yeah.
bring it all the way to the end. Commit to the bit. This is so off topic, but how confident would you guys be in being able to get in a plane and fly it? Just like
Oh,
right
I
now,
know.
get it off the ground,
I know, and to land
Maybe
it,
if we're in the air already.
not to land it.
just not.
Not to land it necessarily, but no, if you're on the ground, how confident would you be to have this thing take off with you in it?
Oh, how confident would I be?
Yeah,
no,
how
not at
confident?
all. No.
What about you,
nothing.
Lady B?
I don't know. I would not be too confident, but if I had to do it, you just gotta like say, okay, committing to it.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what I think too. But the only reason why I'm thinking about it is because, like Amond here, there was a guy, I guess, in 2020, and I don't know where this was. He was in the U.S. somewhere, maybe Seattle or something, and he was a disgruntled employee. He had no flight training whatsoever, but he managed to steal a small, like, private jet-sized plane
Is that
and
that
got it
Sky
up.
King guy?
I don't know, but he got it up in the air, and he just crashed the shit out of that thing. He's dead.
Wow.
He is dead. But he was just a disgruntled employee trying to have some fun, and I respect him to death for getting that thing into the air with no training, and the same goes for
Yeah.
Amond. So those
Good
two are
on
right in the
Amond.
same.
Well,
Yeah, seriously.
we have a friend that's a pilot, so I'm not that impressed. So
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Pips is
well, actually, I have more
pilot.
respect for this guy.
Okay, here we go, guys. We got the big freaking crazy scene here. It's
Oh yeah.
the fight
Okay,
with
yeah.
the kids.
Eamon comes in here, right? And he's this big dick energy,
Oh,
or
here
big
we go.
dragon energy, what do you want to talk about, right? It's great. I'm just thinking if this was me, right, and I was on that dragon, of course my pants are like, full of my own piss and shit. So I would
Yes.
not have that same energy. I'd be coming in there like waddling, leaving a trail.
like-
Or maybe you're compensating though, trying to not to make it obvious that you did
Oh,
that
yeah.
to yourself. You know.
Exactly, right.
Even more
Also, somebody
aggressive.
else's piss and shit.
Yeah, this
But-
was
oh,
a
dude.
pretty
Dragons.
crazy freaking fight, and the kids are all going nuts. Like the only thing that I don't like about this fight is like the fact that like Reyna and Bela are there, and those are Damon's kids. And I don't like that for the reason that I can't remember if it's Reyna or Bela, but one of them is like super timid and stuff, and this is kind of important later on because the daughters are gonna like switch places because they're twins. So I'm not
Okay.
sure that having
Spoilers.
both of them.
Whoa. The Parent Trap much? Come on, are you serious?
Yeah.
Which one? The old one or the new one? I haven't seen either.
Me neither. No, I don't
Okay.
I don't remember. I'm just remembering the book. So that's my only criticism of this scene, but it was pretty intense, and he does actually stab out his eye like this. But man, like he comes back and totally is like, yeah, I lost an eye, but I got a dragon, so suck it.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. And you know what? Okay, well we're gonna get there, so I guess I won't talk about the reaction to all this at the time, but I can't say I agree with you. I don't think that the fights should be segregated by race. You know, that's just not how I feel. So
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay with this inclusive, all in,
With
4-on-1
women too,
fight.
yes, all
Women,
4-on-1
yes,
fight, yeah.
very inclusive. Yes, you don't exclude any gender or race.
Equity
As
here.
young as Eamon is, it's still impressive, or excuse me, as young as everyone else is compared to Eamon, it's still impressive that he's able to take on 4 of them. And he's owning them. He's not like, I'm pushing them aside. He's
Yeah,
absolutely
I
destroying
mean,
each and every one of them.
Like the Luceres and Juiceres are like really bigger than he is at this time, I think.
They are really.
Well, like at least one of them was because he's kind of the middle kid.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
gotcha. Okay, yeah. Well, no, it's true though. Yeah, they may be just as young, but they are not just as hung. Aemond was a badass,
Nope,
even
nope,
by
nope, nope.
comparison.
Big Bowser. Oh yeah, and then we got like all the family drama here with all the kids and all of the fighting. And what did you guys like about this scene?
Well, my issue with this, and Don Boy can refute me here, but I understand Allison's point of view. Like, your kid stabbed my kid's eye out. This is insane. Over calling him a bastard. Like, that's unbelievable. That is not an excuse to stab someone's eye out. But I think this is really just a product of horrible explanation. So maybe you can tell me if the book was a different scenario than this, because this fight did not start because of the bastard name calling. It's because this kid came in here, basically said, "Hey, you little bitches, I stole your dead mom's dragon, and I don't even care. I don't even
Well-
care. I know it was promised to you." And then he started fighting them, and these boys went to these girls' defense. To me,
Yeah.
that seems a little bit more reasonable.
That seems a bit more reasonable. In the book, like the girls weren't involved, and it was just the like two sets of boys fighting each other. So, but
Boys upon boys.
boys upon boys.
Yo. Yeah, I have seen nothing wrong with this situation that's going on right now.
Yeah, me
Where,
neither.
where Allison, like, especially you haven't gotten much time about it. It's not like you woke up and then you saw the eye, you're trying to get to the bottom of it. They left the whatever Rhaenyra and her kids, and then they had to kind of figure it out. And then by the time they meet up, things have kind of simmered down. It's like right in the moment. You walk in and
Yeah.
your son's eye is basically gone. Which also, Allison, my gal, I'm on your side for the most part, but when you see that eye stitched up like that and you ask, is it going to be okay? Or like
I know,
wondering
it's
potentially
like,
what's
Yeah,
in the
back
eyes.
to
Like,
school.
I mean, are you missing both your eyes? Allison?
Literally,
okay?
King V. Poor King V reconsidered everything right at that moment.
Just put a flesh wound.
He's like, I'd rather jerk off and live alone.
I know. He's like, give me my kids it. And then Aemon
Yes.
is like, or not Aegon, excuse me, Aegon there's just watching it. Like,
Yeah, and
give me some wine.
Aemon does. He's able to get out of that situation though too, because I think we're supposed to believe that he was going to say it's his mom that said they were bastards, but then he's able to push it on his brother, which is pretty funny. Which it might have been actually that's the way he thought about it, but in that scene you could take it either way. That he's either making the tactical move of, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to push this on my brother. He has more capital than me in this situation, or he might know a better way to do it. But Aemon's Aegon's response is amazing too. He's just like, Dad, come on,
Come on, bro.
Daddy.
Everybody knows.
father.
Like, dude.
And it's true. That's why it may be a Chad move to try to gaslight your whole family, but it's not that Chad when you take into consideration. It's only because you're the king this thing's getting humored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for King V in this scene, especially.
I
Think back
know.
to the previous episode. He was so happy when all of his grandkids and kids were sitting around the fire, holding hands, being
He
happy.
does try, and he's always
He
been
does.
like kind of like reconciliating in the books too, and that kind of made him a little bit of a weakling, but it's something like you can't really fault the guy for. I mean, he's doing the best he can,
Yes.
even though he's
Well, he's
missing
doing
an
the
arm and falling apart.
He's doing the best he can for what his motivation is, which is to keep his family together.
Yeah.
If his motivations were to instill power and keep the realm together, it's not necessarily the best option because he would have done other things. He would have probably not had Rhaenyra sit on the throne, which honestly, I don't know how anyone's Team Black right now. Actually, watching Rhaenyra and the way she makes political moves to be on the throne one day, it's not like she's going to be like the Hand or some other like high lord. She's going to be the queen potentially.
Yeah,
know, it's-
literally.
And you see the
ruler.
moves she makes; they're awful. They're stupid.
She sucks.
Yep. She's never been the smartest tool in the shed. That's why she needs Daemon, and Daemon's really like the brains in the operation in the books and stuff.
Oh. Yikes!
Yeah, yikes. And by the way, just for all the viewers, whenever I think of tools in the shed, I do think about how smart they are. And that's how I judge whether or not they're worthy of my picking them.
I got some dumb
those
hoes in my
listening-
shed.
Not sharpness. I go smartness. What's that, Don Boy?
Yeah, though those listening might not know me, I was trying to say if whenever I hear a tool in the shed, I think of dun 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 dun
Oh.
dun dun dun.
Yes. Yeah, where's... Okay,
I miss
Tim
Tool.
Allen fan cast in this show. I mean, do you hope we see him later in
Oh,
the
dude,
season?
Tim Allen would be a great Otto Hightower or a great King V.
Oh, that would be cool. Auto
But what if
Hightower.
there's one more time skip? What if he's...
Oh no, dude! Here's fan casting. King V
Okay.
is Tim Allen's King V, and then
Yep.
Al Borland's Otto. He's like, I don't think so, my lord.
I
Oh.
fucking love Otto now. Well, who's strong? Who's his temporary replacement?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Is it, maybe who's that one bimbo they have on set all the time? Maybe that's who it is. They're like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
she'll take
true.
over.
Yep, it could be her. Okay, one more. What about
No,
what's the?
or
What
no,
about?
Strong is who's his name? The neighbor.
Yeah, I was just,
Sure,
I was
yeah,
just
the
gonna say
guy
that.
looking
I was
over the
gonna say
fence
that.
all the
Yeah,
time.
that's Strong. He gives the most based wisdom out of the whole entire thing. So yeah,
He
he's
does.
strong.
He
Yep.
does. So, are you ready for
Absolutely.
this? So, we got a bitch fight. We got a bitch fight.
Finally.
Finally.
Which bitch? Which bitch are? What side are you on here,
I'm not
Lady
you,
B?
like, I have.
Oh, shut! You gotta
don't
pick.
know.
I have a gun.
Choose now.
Tell me that's
Allison.
somebody that's close to you.
She's not dumb. Like, I don't know. I'm wearing green today. I have to be Allison.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what
mean,
Gator
she's the much more reasonable party here. Like Rhaenyra knows that her shit is so messed up and so wrong, and her like actions are causing all the issues right now in this whole show. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how you couldn't be. And it's like I can't fault Damon for contributing to it because he kind of gets off on the chaos. He's not just
He
trying to
does.
ignore it and play the victim. You know what I
know.
mean? Like it's
He
like
loves it.
yeah, I can't
I
stand.
know,
Rhaenyra
it's-
is the worst.
Yeah, like in the beginning of the episode when like whatever his name is, Valerian, Vagon, not Vagon.
There it is.
I can't
think it's
even
an S at
remember
the
now.
beginning.
Yeah,
Corlys?
that guy. He's Corlys'
Corlys?
brother.
Oh yeah.
He's like
The
saying,
Martin Lawrence guy,
these
yeah,
aren't these aren't your
It's true.
kids, and Damon's just kind of like laughing right there.
Yeah, he's like, keep the blood strong. He's like, are you fucking serious right now,
Like,
guys?
they're your
Are
blood,
you fucking kidding me, my lord?
and they scratch her up. I'll cut you, bitch.
Yes,
It's
and
not
she
that
did.
bad of a cut.
I know,
If you want to
it's
go
not.
about the equivalency here, one loses an eye, she gets a little cut on her wrist. But also King V. Okay, so this is very similar, and I know George R. R. Martin does this a lot. He has like similar plot points throughout his
Yeah.
books, and it's almost like a what if scenario in a situation
Yeah.
that mirrors the original Song of Ice and Fire series. This is very like similar to Robert when he has that situation with
Yeah.
the dire wolf, right, and the
Yeah,
butcher
with
boy,
Sansa and
right?
Joffrey and Arya and Micah the butcher boy.
So I mean, who do you think
Butcher Boy was
handled
asking
it better?
for it, by the way.
Yeah,
Who-
Butcher Boy's begging for it.
Well, obviously, like Joffrey looked like a retard because he got beat up by little Arya who threw his sword into the river, and of course Sansa likes totally standing for Joffrey because she has hots for him, which was
Fucking hate Sansa, dude.
me
Dude, yeah,
too. I
Sansa.
totally
Most
hate her
overrated
chapter.
character.
Like, yeah, I'm just like I don't even want to read through it.
She is the
Catelyn,
worst.
too.
She had like no hardship at all until she got raped by Ramsay. That was like the beginning of her struggle. Until then, it was just
Yeah.
like, I'm so bored all the time. I want to go to King's Landing. Shut the fuck up, son. I fucking hate Sansa, dude.
I
I'm
don't
not
want
a
you to
fan.
leave.
Yes. So nice
Yeah.
up there in King's Landing. People are shitting in the streets.
But between Robert and King V here, who makes a better decision? I don't know who makes the better thing here because I think both of them make bad decisions, but like it's
I know,
mostly
'cause
based
it
off
just-
the
it
players
does
that
sow,
are there.
like the seeds for all the problems later, like between Ned and Cersei and stuff. And here it's the same thing between Rhaenyra and Alicent. And
Well, that might be just kind of like I don't know if the writers are all that smart to think this way. Maybe George R. R. Martin is, but that there's no good decision. No matter what decision you make, you're gonna break alliance,
Yep.
some sort of strings to other people that may lead to friction later. So maybe that's the moral of the story. There's no good answer to
I'm
these
sure it is,
situations
especially
for the
from
most
King
part.
V's point of view right now. Like his only goal is keeping his family together, and now what's he supposed to do?
yeah,
Like there's
it's
no
totally,
optimal
like-
situation.
Keep his
Let's
skin
do.
together, I guess.
Yeah, I
But
seriously.
that's good
Good luck
because
with
I
that.
actually didn't think of it like as being a parallel to that, but you guys are absolutely right with that. Good call. So this scene, guys, this is like where your boy Otto's coming back, and he's really like trying to direct Alicent here. I was like,
Yes.
good for you, dude. Good for you, Otto.
Well, this is
This
the part.
This is your auto pill moment, huh?
Yes, it
Gator.
is. This is the moment where I actually started loving Otto, and I actually now look back fondly on Otto. Like when he kicked Aegon, I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude!" Because he showed his real face here. Basically, you know, he showed his hand for the
Yeah.
first time. Before
He's
I had this
playing the
impression of
game
him.
now.
Yeah, before I had this impression of him that he was kind of like a Tywin Lannister type, except like a
Yeah.
beta cuck version of him who doesn't really want
Yeah,
to hurt
he's kinda
himself.
like-
But now you know he's actually behind the scenes playing the game. He's got that little finger aspect to him as well, and it's
Yeah.
like hell yes, dude. This is what I
I'm
want to
like,
see.
good. This is what
this
I
political.
want too. Like, let's get more of this.
Yeah, I like, and we talked about two because me and Gator argue all the time on our channel about Otto Hightower's motivations and what we should think of Otto. And part of it is even if he becomes a person that's making actions like you'd think is questionable, like what he talks about his daughter and stuff like that. If it is
Yeah.
if he honestly believes, kind of like how you get with Thanos, like a villain that thinks he's the hero of his own story. Even if you
Yeah.
get that, I think that's what more so we're gonna get out of Otto here is that even if you think his stuff he's doing is bad, he thinks he's doing it for the good of the realm, not for self motivations and potentially kind of like Tywin. Tywin really didn't think of the good of the realm. He really thought of
Yeah,
his
he was
family
always
Yeah.
his family first, like
dynasty.
everything, and he played all of them, and even to his detriment and his death.
Yeah.
Right, but he was a Chad, and Tywin is arguably my favorite character in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
God, he's
Arguably,
so good.
of course. I mean, who doesn't think that, right? But, yeah, if
Tyrion,
Otto ends
though.
up going in that same way, like fuck yes.
Yeah, and that's gonna really just depend on the show writers, because like there's not a lot of information like in the books, and it's for them to like kind of fill in. And I really hope that they do this. I want to see this because, yeah, Otto could be a total Chad.
Oh, real quick, I want to talk about Tywin just for one last second here.
Yeah, of course.
Might as
In the
well.
book, right? He doesn't. He shaves his head, and that's what one people over in the book readers had an issue with is that he has a bald head. Gator, he embraces the bald. He literally started going bald and goes, "I guess I'm
Yeah,
bald now."
he's like,
And he's
"Fuck
not going
it,
to be
it's
like,
I'm out."
"I'm not going to cling onto the hair." So,
Oh, Tywin did?
Oh yeah,
yeah, in the
Tywin.
book. So Tywin is
Yes.
uber Chad.
You have to
Basically,
do that. You have to do it. It's
Embrace the
unbelievable.
bald.
Unless I do have an exception now after kind of watching this and thinking back to
Oh.
Seinfeld and all, and it's like Strong. I don't think that Strong
I
made a
knew it.
horrible decision by not shaving his head. I think it looked okay with that, male pattern baldness because he wasn't a guy in charge. He was
Yeah.
comfortably being the hand. He knew he was going to be there. He had no aspirations to become the king. I think he was fine being bald. It's kind of a beta look, but it fits certain people,
Yeah, if
But-
he's
but
like
you have an
kinda
issue
in
with-
the beta role anyway, just to like do what he has to do.
Right, but you can't be an alpha and at least not in an alpha position and be bald. I mean, think of it, Lex Luthor. Like, what if Lex Luthor didn't embrace the bald and he had that male
I know.
pattern look? Be like, come on, retire now.
Yeah,
Dude,
of course you're
Professor
losing. Look at
X
your
not
hair.
being bald. No. Don't even try.
Oh,
Embarrassed.
yeah.
Okay, so now we got like Lenor part back here, and he's like, "I'm gonna be a good dad. I'll like recommit myself to you," and I'm like, "Sure, Dan."
Yeah, then fast forward 4 minutes of screen time. See where he's going.
It's funny, Lenor, whenever he walks into a scene, it's almost like a sitcom thing. He's like, "Oh, what the hell's happening now?" Like,
I know.
oh, like I've been away for so long, and this is what I come back to. It's so
Yeah.
funny. I love every time he comes back. First time in that episode 6, he comes back. He's like all drunk, having fun, and she's like, "My boyfriend's leaving now, and we're all in trouble." And he's like, "Oh, come on, lady, can't we just get our boyfriends on lockdown here?" But yeah, here he's like, "I'm gonna recommit myself," and that doesn't last long.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't at all. And that just
Nope.
shows, like, don't you kind of disrespect Lenor in this way a little bit? Because he says, like, I'm going to commit to you and whatever. And it's like, maybe he actually did have a little character moment here. But that is the first chance he gets to ditch all responsibility
Yeah,
and go
just
hang out with
run
the boys.
Carl again.
Including, do you know what he did probably to his parents who just lost their daughter and now they think that their son was burnt to a crisp too? It's like, what the fuck?
I know.
But I mean,
I w-
again,
I wish-
based.
Yeah, I wish we had more Corliss Lenor interactions to actually get the
Yeah,
relationship
that
better
would
there
have been
because.
cool.
Well, because then we actually would understand potentially his motivations or why he would have been maybe more
'cause that's
torn up
such a
about the
dick move
decision.
to like trick out your parents and thinking you're dead, like right after your sister died. Ugh.
Yeah, especially it's not like he's like estranged to his sister. He's like sitting in
Yeah.
that water for so long. I don't know doing what.
You know
just
what.
Think it. Yeah, we didn't see the hands, so
Yeah.
cannot confirm or deny.
Carl's under the water. Just under the water.
Ah,
Yeah, how long can you hold your breath, Ka?
Yep. They're just traveling in their airstream. This looks like the biggest freaking carriage I've ever seen.
I know it has a mantle or something on it, like
I know
a whole
there's
arch.
drink holders. There's like wine cup holders in there. It gives me Airstream vibes because like my parents have RVs in an RV and I go camping a lot with them.
Hard flex.
It's fun.
I mean, like this has to be like Air Force One, right?
Dragons.
Kind of.
Oh,
Yes.
The dragons. This is when all the dragons are leaving. I love dragons and yeah, we need more dragons. That's all I have.
Its
to say.
wing looks like a blanket right now.
I know.
Look at that left, and it's literally a blanket.
It's cool. I don't
Yeah,
remember
the
who
dragons
that
in the
is.
show look great.
Yeah. Most of the time. Sometimes the CG is weird, but I still appreciate it. I like dragons.
I don't really care about CG anyway. Like, I'm not a complainer about that kind of stuff unless it's in a giant, like, huge production. Like Black Panther, for example, the CG in that movie was so horrible. It was like
It
inexcusable
was.
based like on the surrounding MCU movies. But something like this, I don't watch Game of Thrones for the CG. It's not a huge
Yeah.
main component of it. So it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, you're right. The spectacle aspect of it, if it's the driving force, like if I'm watching Transformers, I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, with House of Dragon, I really just like watching the political stuff, and I could just have it all be that for the most part, and watch some battles. But the battles, I'm not really there for that either, right? I'm here.
Look at Larry's right here.
I know. I stopped it here because I was like, "What do you guys? Are you guys Larry's fans?"
No.
Yeah, I can't say I am.
Does he
We're
have,
not a fan of
creepy
cripples.
Vibes?
Yeah, well,
definitely.
Just be honest.
Oh, really?
It's his foot. His foot freaks you out.
I'm a foot guy, and his foot's throwing me off. So,
Yeah.
Dude, it's like, no, I love the foot. It reminds me of
Shoppy.
Mr. Deeds. Remember, you ever seen that movie, Mr. Deeds? That black foot he has? Come on.
Oh no.
Awesome.
Ugh.
Life saving.
yeah, I don't know.
I liked Larry's in that last episode. Like, man, that last scene with Alicent, like that was classic Game of Thrones right there.
Dude,
Yeah,
Lady
that was
B is
good.
obsessed with burning people alive. That's what I've learned from doing this review with her. Because like several times now, it's like, I loved when Strong was burned alive. I loved when his brother did it to him. I loved it.
I love when Lenore is burned alive.
By the way, how stupid our Coral is. I understand they're grieving and stuff, but it's like, do they inspect that body at all? Because they should know.
This is funny. Damon comes back with his uber villain hood right here that he was wearing when he killed his wife. I
It's
laughed at
badass.
that so hard because it just looks so funny. Like the wind was blowing it up, and
It gets his confidence up. It's his lucky hood.
Yeah,
Yep. And there's Carl.
we all have one.
Yeah, so they kind of set it up here, and then
Do we know much about Carl in the books?
not really, other than he was like, well, he had Lenore and Joffrey had a thing, and then Joffrey died at the tournament. I wish they would have done it that way, because that would have been such a Chad move. You just at a tournament, you're killing this guy in front of a whole crowd, you're throwing it down for Team Alicent. So
Maybe his name started with a C or a K in the books, and they changed it to Q just to make sure everybody knows that.
no,
He's
it
with
was
Lenore.
Q in the book.
Okay. Okay, just
No,
an idea. I was
got
throwing it
that
out there.
slow. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Or maybe
they're
for
like,
other
"We're gonna
reasons
go."
why.
Yeah.
And here we go, and then we're back at Driftmark. There's so many candles in this show. I mean, fire hazard.
Yeah, I gotta modify the settings of my TV to have it play right, because right now mine looks awful with the current settings to watch this show, especially when how dark it is.
Yeah,
This last
I'm
episode
always
was
watching
awful.
this on my laptop, and this episode, I was just like, what? I cannot see anything. I hate that. That's
Yeah,
one of my
it's no bueno.
not favorite things about this, but a lot of modern TV just does really dark color grading.
Yeah, they do. I don't know why they think it's so cool. They're like, "Oh, dude, all of our friends think it's so cool. We can't see it. So artsy." I'm like, "Shut up. Let me just
Yep. And
see
then there's
the
this
hard
big
work you guys put
fight,
into
and
this."
now here they're gonna do it. He's gonna fake his death. Oh, this is
What? Okay. Can you imagine walking in and the guy's only half burnt,
Yeah.
or someone walks in on you while you're doing it? You're like, "Oh shit."
I hope this guy is at
How do I
least the
explain
right
this?
skin color, because if they take
He was
his
not.
pants off, bro.
Oh yeah, you gotta do a full inspection.
Yes, you
Full
do a full
investigation.
inspection. I mean, the first thing you do in investigating a dead body is take the pants off. That's
Yeah,
obvious.
You gotta
But
make sure.
it's true, though. It was not the same skin color. The guy who he killed, at least in my eyes when I saw it, it was way darker than Lenore is. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like it to me.
Yeah, especially you're gonna probably wash the body and change it to nice clothes as you put it down into the 3-foot drop of
The
Driftmark.
the
Yeah,
waiting pool.
of course you're gonna see someone cert or not certed, So cert.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so then Damon and Rhaenyra get married in the tradition of Valyria, and we're doing some bloodletting. This was interesting.
I'm not a big fan of blood. Not a
Me
big fan of
neither.
blood. Well, at least sharing blood.
This is
I don't care
ridiculous.
about seeing it, but I would never.
It's just weird. I
I'm
don't know.
married. I would never do this
Oh,
with my wife.
it's so
This
deep.
sounds
Look
so
how
gross.
deep that is.
I know, that's gonna leave a scar. And then get married kind of.
Well, she's probably used to it. She's gotten a little. Maybe she likes getting cut now after getting cut by Alison. She's like, I'm kind of into this now.
Yeah, I'd say book Damon would be into that. I'm not sure about show Damon. I had one of my friends that did the review with me. He was thinking just Damon gets off on totally submissive women. It was an interesting theory, and that's why he can never give it up with these girls, because they'd always kind of fight back or be really into it. And I'm like, ugh,
Well,
I don't know.
Lena, do you think Lena was like very submissive? She was like,
No.
yeah, she was like pushing back on him, and I think he liked a little bit of back and forth. We see it at the wedding.
Yeah,
Immediately,
no.
he's like, you're almost as handsome as your brother, or as beautiful as your brother.
Hilarious, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
great line.
funny. And yeah,
And
I was
then,
like, oh my goodness, that was funny. But like this, then we have them going, and then you see him like coming out. And were you guys the same that he looks like Cory Booker?
yeah, dude,
Oh,
I
Angry
love
Mr.
it.
Yes,
Potato
I was
Head.
like,
He
oh my! I
looks like-
knew exactly who you were talking about, but I can't remember the guy's name. It is so true. He does look like him, kind of like Don
Yeah.
Lemon Elf.
yeah,
Exactly,
it's
Don
we-
Lemon.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. You'd think they'd he never looks like him anywhere else, maybe just because of that horrible wig he has on in the series, but
Yeah.
there it really pops.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys? What do you feel about this episode? Like, was it like one of the better ones? Like,
What do you think, Gator?
I definitely think it was one of the better ones so far, but I don't think this series has had too many weak episodes so far, to be honest. Like maybe one or two, but overall, I actually think this was really good. It's entertaining. It sets me up for the future. I
yeah.
do wish it had more Game of Thrones directly, esque things where we get these amazing. I mean, like you say, you keep on jerking off to it. Strong dying at the end of the previous episode. I want more of that because that's the real drama that gets me engaged.
know,
Or
me
like
too.
Otto
Like-
showing him his hand. It's like yes.
Yes, I totally want more of that too. And I'm going to say this is probably my favorite episode of the season. I'm glad that they did do some more character development between the kids, the way that they used the funeral as kind of like to heighten the emotions of everything and brought everyone together. It worked nicely, and I'm going to give them props for that. I didn't like the darkness. It was really hard to watch on my end with my computer, but I don't know. I don't have as many bad things to say about it.
Oh wow, the
You're
one
not
time
gonna
we come
get
on
all my
here.
hot takes this time, guys. I
What
feel
the
kinda
hell? Come
sad.
on. Yeah, the next time you better
Uh,
come in guns hot because we wanted to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did. I know. It's like the whole time I'm like, fight me. And I don't have that many bad things to say about it. So, what do you guys? Did you watch the preview for the next episode? Were you thinking about that?
I did.
I
Gator
do
never
not. I
watches
never
it
do.
at
So
all.
I'll plug my
He's
ears
a-
and scream real quick while you talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
It looks like
yeah,
we're
he's-
gonna get another at least I'm gonna say 5 years or something because everyone's
Right.
older.
Now this should be like the last kind of big time jump they do in
I hope they
season,
don't
right?
I hope they don't do any more. And do you think the Civil War is gonna start like the next episode or later?
Yeah, I mean, like pacing wise, I hope they would start it, or at least, I guess like a good cliffhanger of the season would be starting it right then, right? Kind of like how in what's called season 1 of Game of Thrones, the Battle of the Five Kings doesn't start until the end of season 1 or
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, the book. So it's probably going to do it like that because there's a lot of similarities in this season to season 1 of Game of Thrones. How they're setting up things, like I said earlier, with the Robert King V comparison here.
Yeah.
Who's his name's going to die here soon? Dude.
Okay, you guys think
I don't
the
know.
series is gonna die next episode?
I hope not. Dude, I've seen a little clip. I told Gator, I'm like, you better hold your breath, Gator, what he looks like next episode.
Oh man, I
So-
can't
but he's
believe it,
not-
dude. I'm ready.
He's not supposed to be that old, though, right? How old is he supposed to be right now?
He's into his middle years at least. I mean, the one thing that was weird for me with looking at how everyone aged up is Damon didn't age at all.
Oh, Damon looks great.
Yeah, that's
I
what happened,
know,
dude.
I'm
He's doing semen retention. That's why he's keeping his
Yep.
T levels high.
Yeah, keeping that high T. Yeah, he looks
Yeah,
funny.
exactly.
I'm glad we're back to long hair Damon again. I was not liking
Oh,
his
yes.
short hair. That was so bad. He looks awful.
It was an embarrassment when he walked into that throne room. Everybody is like, "Oh, dude, this is intimidating." Fucking, he's wearing the driftwood throne or driftwood crown, whatever. Yeah, he looked like shit. The hair did not help at all.
Their shops on.
Yeah, dude, no way.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what would you guys rate this episode?
I think that's the second. I don't know. I think of this as like the second best, but it might be. I really liked
Out of 10, what would you give it?
out of 10, like an 8 or a 7, I think, which is like a good grade for an episode. It kept
Yeah,
me the whole even though not a lot happens action wise, except for that dragon ride. It kept my and I guess that little fight there, very low level of action, kept my attention the whole time. So.
Yeah. I think if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 6, maybe 6.5.
Wow.
Yo.
High praise.
Yeah.
That's
But
high
what are the
for
other ones
me.
to you? Like a 2, a 1?
I don't know, like some of the like 2, 3, and 4 were really low for me just because like nothing happened and like they were really going on with that like where almost every scene in the first episodes were like Rhaenyra is not the heir even though she's been named the heir. It's like she's not acting like she's the heir. She's everyone is just going on about being forced to marry it, and then Viserys says you can marry whoever you want and that's not good enough for her, and I'm just like, girlfriend, what do you want? Like, you can marry whoever you want, you're going to be the queen, like start acting like it. So I got a little tired of that, but I'm glad it's getting better.
Yeah, I think that I have problems with that as well, where you have, characters that are acting really stupid, but that doesn't bother me as long as they're like a stupid character. It's like, oh wow, this guy's really acting like Robert. You're like, oh, dude, Robert or
Yeah,
King
he's
V.
like dumb.
They're acting but they're acting consistent with their character. So yeah, as much as I don't like it, and I
Yeah.
think I can't cheer for that character or really like sympathize with anything they do moving forward.
Yeah,
At least they're
that's
consistent with Rhaenyra.
yeah,
Yeah,
they were
that is
consistent
true.
with that. I think with my thing is that they kept time jumping it, so it'd be a few years. So I'd expect like, okay, maybe she learned a little bit more. And I kept saying like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
comparing her to like someone say like Sansa, like she's like really stupid in the beginning of it, but it's like she starts learning and kind of figuring out how to play the game. And I was hoping we'd get a little bit of that with Rhaenyra, and then we got the big time jump, and now she doesn't act so insufferable, but.
yeah.
It's not that much better.
Yeah, so well, thank you guys very much for coming out and doing this with me, and I did promise that I would give you guys a little surprise at the end, so let me put it up here.
Let's see it.
Uh
Okay.
I'm
I
clenching.
am going to find, yeah.
oh, better not be my bank account information again.
Oh boy.
People
have been
sharing this stuff out. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
Lady B's obsessed with this kind of shit.
Oh,
I
please
am.
don't send my address, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, on the screen
Oh,
right
no.
now.
Oh
Please don't.
no, here you go. Okay, you guys, I have a very special round. We're gonna do a lightning round of smash
Uh-oh.
or pass with the dragons.
Yeah, okay.
All
All
right,
the
I'm ready.
dragons
Let's
in the shows. Okay, we got Caraxes. This is Damon's dragon.
Very
He's known as
phallic.
the bloodworm.
Oh,
Smash or
Bloodborne,
pass,
definitely
guys.
smash.
Is this one
Yeah,
with the 2
definitely
sets
smash.
of wings?
It's got like the leg wings and it's
Oh,
sweet spread.
or smash.
Oh,
Smash
I'd
for
smash
sure.
this dragon. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Those
okay.
are Damon's too, right? That
Yeah,
you got a
Damon's,
Damon
yeah.
in there as well.
That's 1 degree away.
Yeah, 1 degree away from the hair. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then we
Oh,
have
brothers.
Melee's, which is Rhaenys' dragon called the
Great
Red
picture
Queen.
you chose.
I know this is the best picture I could find. They haven't shown this dragon, but I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about this one to say like confidently I'd smash this one. So I think I might have to pass.
You said Rhaenys's, right?
Yeah.
Whose dragon was it before Rhaenys?
I don't know. I
Or
think
was
she
it just
was
hers?
the only writer of it.
Okay, pass.
I think for mystery value, smash, because a lot of my smashes are like exploratorial. So I think yes, I think smash for the surprise. Possible surprise.
Yeah, possible surprise. Okay, Sea Smoke. This is Laenor's dragon. It's kind of a white, grayish blue color. Young dragon. It's got big horns.
It almost looks like it has feathers to it or something. It's very bird-like, and I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of that. So pass. And plus, if it takes after its master and it's
yeah,
gay,
I don't know. Like, I don't
you might like
these
it a little
things.
bit too much.
Yeah,
It's
well,
too young for me.
Laenor definitely has a type.
Yeah, he has
likes
a
his
type,
whi-
so I'm
likes
gonna
his
pass
he
on
likes his
Sea
whites.
Smoke.
Well, I'm smashing. I gotta
Smash it.
respect. Sea Smoke's probably one of the boys. Probably hang out with him a lot. Except I guess Laenor leaves Sea Smoke at the end, so maybe they don't have that high of a
Yeah,
connection as we
Steve
thought
Smoke
they did.
did
so-
not want to hang out with the boys. He's full of
Yeah.
duty, and that's
Maybe.
just stupid.
No.
Yeah, maybe a pass. Maybe.
Oh, creep. I'll skip one. So we have Syrax. This is Rhaenyra's dragon. It's I think it's a she dragon, and it's kind of golden.
Too much
I don't
attitude
know.
in the face, I think,
know,
and like
I don't like the horns. Like this is not like it doesn't strike me as like big and powerful. It looks too much like Rhaenyra to me. You know that thing like pets look like their owners kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I'm not a big fan. I think I'm passing on this one.
Yeah, this dragon looks like it has an extra chromosome, so yeah, pass.
Like 0.5 extra.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's got too much young
pass.
Rhaenyra in it.
All right, and now we got Vhagar.
Oh, smash all day. We just talked about
Smash,
this. This is
dude.
the,
Like
Yeah, this
guild.
is the only
The-
absolute smash on the list.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
because she's like the MILF of the dragons, or is it a DILF?
Gilf, or
It's a
yeah,
gilf.
Dilf.
I thought is Vagar a boy or girl?
It's a she-dragon, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a gilf though, grandmother of. Yeah,
Gilf
just
I
to
know.
be
I
safe.
just like how she has that saddle and it's got all that ropes and shit on her. Like she's just like
She's
don't
got
even give a
experience.
shit.
That's
She just like
BDSM, you know.
yeah.
But that's what we said too. That's like the driftwood saddle or something. Like that's how shitty they live over there. It's like, not even leather. It's just loose rope. Like,
Yeah, do you wanna-
Like
I feel safe on
fishnets.
here.
It's
Yeah,
fishnets,
exactly.
guys. She's wearing fishnets. She knows.
there you go.
Oh yeah, there you go. Smasherino.
Okay, well, thank you guys very much for coming on. I hope you guys like to smash or pass with the dragons. And
That was a great surprise.
Would you guys like to plug your channel or anything?
I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Flaccid.
You know where to go.
It's Flaccid Phoenix. I'll link it down in the description. And thank you guys so much. I will be back here next week for episode 8 review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.